go to. Anyways, so guys, I just want to tell you something. So I'm gonna be telling stories, and sorry if one of these are one of your stories, because one of my other friends, it's not Jay, told me a story, some stories that I should say during a stream, and I'm only just following by them. So please, if this is your story, I am so sorry. So, oh, how do you, okay, so how do I do that, this, can I only do, these are easier, I suppose, at least I hope. Launch, I suppose? Wait, wait, can I do any llamas?
I've got nothing to hide.
Pirate llama.
Set a course for Arthur.
Okay.
Ill-gotten gains.
Oh. Got another purple brown.
What's happening?
Pirate
So
llama.
that's what I made of. You can walk the plank. Wallabeer, the dangling pipe.
Okay, this is gonna help me. Up. I'll put Indian streaming. Oh my god, copper spyglass. Oh, it's telling me I
Don't
was
tell me
too
what's
much.
inside. Am I gonna get superpowers? X marks.
Okay, let's just look for it. Do we get a purple one every single, like, something purple like this? Oh, every single time. Oh, okay. Oh, that one. Oh, thank you. Okay, this was really good. Okay, so.
Okay, pretend to be surprised. Rated X.
Can I
What
go
you
with
see is what you think you really get me.
can get it.
Ooh, that looks
Famous last words were?
Yeah, take it on home.
Look into the llama. Whoa! I have a complicated inner life.
Wait, what? Two people. Oh. There was Lex's neck. Anyways.
Yeah! Swallow the phone.
Why? I'm so,
Ready for the gold
I'm
rush.
so sorry that the stories are happening.
That's me.
It's okay. Sorry that the
Is
stories
anyone
that
else
is not
feeling
happening.
transparent?
Like that they're not happening yet. Oh, but they're not happening. So yeah. Okay. Okay, this is the story is a classic tale that every kid in their neighborhood likes to scare each other during sleepovers, and well, people have come up with several different versions of the story, like the boogeyman, how he only comes out a full moon, or if he can transform itself into your worst nightmare, or your worst fears, and or how he lives under your bed and waits for the right moment, and when you're most vulnerable, and he snatches you. I know you guys probably heard a version of this story before. But I know the truth. Oh, this is a sad story, so I didn't actually live this. This is just a story, okay? There is no such thing as the boogeyman. No, there is only something far different. Far different. Something that strays from the legends, something that you wouldn't expect. How do I know this, you might ask? It's because I saw it, the thing, with my very eyes. When I was 11 years old, that happened. I lived relatively quiet. Home, suburbs, with my mother, my father, and me being my only child. You know this isn't me because I'm not an only child. And I had the privilege of getting everything I asked for, and I had a large bedrooms all to myself. It was a vast assortment of video games and toys. I admit, I was quite the spoiled kid. How do you start the wave? How do you start the wave? I know this is out of character, but how do I start the waves? Oh gosh, that scared me, like actually. Okay, wait, I'm just gonna do this real quick. About this sound is terrifying in my opinion. I like to do samurai moves. Oh, samurai moves. Cool samurai moves. Anyways, how do I? Do I have to tell when the storm shoots? Like, well, let's go edit this. Okay, well. Okay. How do I start this? What do I do? I'm so sorry for the inconvenience. It's like just a... So I'm just gonna continue on with the story. At 2XE. I can admit I was quite the spoiled kid. As the weeks went by, storage in my bedroom slowly decreased. My parents decided it was time that I got something to store all my junk that wasn't on the floor. So a few weeks prior to when it happened, they found an old second-hand closet and decided it would fit nicely into my room. As an 11-year-old, I thought that I didn't have much of an opinion on the closet. Wait a minute. How did I get a second one?
I'll send you these x-rays. I've got nothing to hide. This thing can really get me.
Nice. There's more action here. Probably because I was like... She's looking at me. So I didn't have an opinion on the closet and let my parents place it and clean up how they wanted. Several days passed without anything abnormal happening. I saw my friends from time to time and otherwise accompanied myself playing games. Days turned into weeks, and soon enough, the closet was cluttered with my crap. Dust and cobwebs collected at the top. Bite marks framed the door, a part of the corner that has been chipped off due to my friends being a little too, well, how do I describe it? Curious. Me and my full-on second-hand closet looked old before it aged rapidly after spending a few weeks in my bedroom.
Get ready for a fight. We've got 10 minutes to take out as many husks as possible.
Okay, take some out and cuts.
We win. If you don't, we
There, thinking back, there was something about the closet that was bad. Or at least I felt a little off. Honestly, I got a bad feeling. Shivers every time I got too close to it. But as a kid, I took little to notice of this. Brushed it off as well. Nothing. What?
don't forget, the storm is closing in, so watch the map. Bonus objectives are in play.
Okay. And I just brushed it off as nothing. Night had happened. I was playing with my favorite stuffies, making them play by each other. Their playtime was interrupted by my mother entering the room, the bed. And I recently put my stuffies away and crawled into bed. My mother took me and prepared a few kisses on my cheek. Good morning. Anyway.
Hawk is off-site and his SOS beacon is active. We need to find him.
And turned off the lights as she left my room.
I've made the missing posters.
I knew that I should have gone to sleep. I'm just going to do this real quick. She turned off the lights as she left my room. I knew that I should have gone to sleep. But at that time, I just couldn't. I tried, I really did. I had too much spent up energy. I'm supposed to get there. I'm not doing this. Oh my gosh, I forgot to plug. Let's just get some glue. Okay. I wanted to keep playing with my stuffies. Not sleep. Surely 10 more minutes wouldn't hurt. I had thought to myself. I rolled over, watched the door for like a few minutes. I saw the light around the border flick off. I sat up instantly and got to work turning on my nightlight. Then pat towards the old closet in the dim light. The closet felt like it was towering over my little tiny body. I never realized how tall it was until then. I felt myself shivering as I neared the piece of furniture. What is that? Oh, which I found odd because I didn't feel cold at all. Just messing with. I reached up the door and opened it as silently as I can, so I wouldn't alert my parents. I looked in. Toys and cards and board games were scattered messily along the closet ground. Unable to really see, I returned blindly, attempting to find my favorite stuff. My God, this guy is going on. My favorite stuffy, but no avail. Frowning, I learned my body forward, and suddenly I felt myself tumbling forward right into the mess. And it hurt something.
5 minutes
And
Closing in.
okay. The door behind me croaking loudly, so I fumbled for a few minutes, actually. Crazy. Honestly, I wasn't expecting it to take that long. I'm adding a few things to the story, by the way. It's just because it's kind of hard for me to read I catched my footing, but it was impossible to stand up with all the clutter and mess and all the toys, buildings, a lot of things around me. I scrambled forward, tried to find the closet, and find myself. And it seemed to no matter how far I can reach. Instead, I stumbled over myself. Once I felt my body drop. A slight panic. Wait, there's frogs in this? Oh my god, where's the frog going? Where's the frogs? Where did it go? Is that a frog? Tame? Can I tame you? Can I tame you? Can I tame you? Can I tame you? Can I tame you, bro? You have a problem with me, bro? You have a problem, bro? You have a problem? You have a problem, bro? Oh. You have a problem? Oh, come on. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Oh, God. Oh, piece of something. I actually don't know.
You make me happen from Lord.
She came to thank me. Thank God for saving her life.
Just like in your fanfic. I understand.
Never.
I would never fix this.
I will haunt your family for generations.
I promise I won't.
Your great-great-grandchildren will cry out who is she and why was she let alone?
Okay, look. Ray saves the VSS Galaxy.
And a slight panic rose in my chest as I scurried backwards. I finally felt myself push open the closet door and tumble out. I sat on the floor, breathing heavily, while allowing myself to calm down. I took a moment as my eyes adjusted to the surroundings. I quickly realized I'm no longer in my room anymore. I knew this because I see the faint outlines of the wall. That compared to my large spacey room, this place was tiny. Only that I felt something soft and woven underneath where I sat, which oh gosh, it's closing in almost. And the cold and something soft and woven underneath the floor. And compared to my old hard floor, compared to my room. And I stood and panted for as contagiously until... Is that chicken I heard? Did I hear a chicken? can survive these for a minute. Until I hit something large and stiff. I sure it wasn't exactly what I had bumped into, but I had the chance to reach out and touch it. I heard a quiet click. A light had been turned on. Only. Turns on and causing me to squint my eyes in order to adjust from the darkness. I opened my eyes. It was finally able to see my surroundings. I was in a bedroom of sorts. It was small and painted a light pink color, and it was adorned with several high-pitched sounds coming from behind me and interrupted my thoughts. I froze in an instant. Something else was here. I wasn't alone. I swallowed and turned around. Before me, it stood at a small, narrow distance. The form of being that I only heard in night terrors. Its skin was pale and weathered. And splotches of deep red stained underneath its white beady eyes. Its head was abnormally round, and long disabled hair matted its face. Two oval-shaped bulges stood from either side of its face, naturally partly hidden by strands of hair, but it was still very much visible. Perhaps the most disturbing feature on his face is the wart placed directly in the center that would ooze clear liquid out of its holes. It was a physique, on the other hand, stood white stature. Its body was oddly symmetrical, and I don't know how to pronounce that. Its bones were very visible through skin due to excess flesh and meat on the creature's body. And slender limbs has curled himself, and its hands pure short round claws on the tips. It is a fresh wave of fear consumed my being.
Coming up with gadgets to outsmart the storm. Well, that started an arms race. You know those rumors we've been hearing about an even more dangerous part of the storm? A corrosive storm that closes in on you, eventually swallowing you alive?
Blocked with the and I tried to look for an exit, but it was blocked by the monster. And I couldn't move an inch as my body. Motor functions freezing as they had lost all responses. But then, without warning, I started moving slowly. It started moving slowly towards me.
Exposure to the storm will hurt you a lot. You'll take damage when you're in the storm, so keep an eye on your before
can't,
we're
right?
overwhelmed by the storm. So you'll want to move quickly.
Okay.
We only have 20 minutes.
What?
Keep an eye on the storm's movements on your map.
Huh? Yes.
We've got a bonus in play.
What? Sorry. Anyways, and it started moving slowly towards me, and it was quivering, twitching. And why are you still here? I'm telling a scary story to my screen. Okay. Twitching, it moves its limbs in a tentative way, and one short appending stretch itself in front of other. Sorry. It's an itch. Anyways. Another, it stopped quickly, and suddenly I could see the figure's torso breathing in and out right in regular pace. Breathing in, and nothing more of horrifying, I mean horrifying, wheezes. My heart skipped a beat, and I shook my spot. Oh yeah, I have to say something. For some reason, in the story, these people have weird features, such as 3 arms, 8 eyes. So I think these are giant enemy spiders that are telling the story. Anyways, I was liberated by panic. So I just stared into the creature's eyes, swallowed thicker this time, forcing back a bolt of anticipation that stuck with it. At any moment now, any sudden movement, this thing can jump at me, and that would be it. I shifted my eyes across the room. There was little space, nowhere to run. The only exit was being blocked off by the monster. But then, something strange happened. The creature backed away and started making noises. Croaks and cracks and strange sounds came from the creature's mouth, and the facial expressions morphing as it mumbled. Its eyes like some type of clear liquid, like it was crying. It was trying to say something, right? Or trying to threaten me. It had to be. There was no other fact than it trying to threaten me. But its voice sounded scared. It was frightened as I was. It was clearly trying to talk to me, right? I stared at the creature. My thought process told me I could maybe try to communicate with it. Long enough to stall it and run. Okay, I need to get these books out here. Oh wait. Anyway. Stall it and run until I can make it back to safety. And I could allow a simple contagious word out of my lips and interact with the creature's sounds. Hello? And then there was silence. The creature stiffened up my words, and its little white eye came impossibly wider. Wider than I could ever imagine. And pink mouth dropping to what I recognize as an expression of shock. I thought for a moment that maybe it understood me. Like when I said hello, it would be able to understand me. Until I heard an ear-piercing wail interrupted from the monster. The creature threw its head back, shrieked a terrible sound I never heard in my life. And it was purely and easy to tell animalistic. In my frozen state, it was well,
I
seemed
found the landing site. The location of the landing site has been added to your map. Any attacks from
frozen,
historical
stuck in
creatures
my
could corrupt the
place.
data.
Felt like
You'll want to build a
I didn't
defense
have a
around the
choice
landing
if I
site.
were to move. Felt like I didn't have a choice. Felt like I couldn't. Felt like I was stuck there. I could see the illuminate from a small crack of the door, and a series of heavier than I can explain banging sounds, and they're extremely loud. That it came closer and closer to the room, getting louder. How do I get this? Dang it. Dang it. What you doing? What you dare yell at me? I know what to do now. Oh my god, really? I'm so sorry. I am so mad right now. This thing just won't let me pick it up. Refreshing. Refreshing. Wait, why did I say refreshing? Anyways. Oh gosh. Okay. I'm just gonna wait. Yeah. Oh my gosh. No, I'll take it. I'll do that now. Need to get this perfectly timed. Tree. Just give me my blue glow already. Collect blue glow, collect blue glow, collect blue glow, collect whatever that is. Okay, I need to go out of here. Okay. Okay, back to the story. Okay, oh yeah, and a heavy banging sounds coming closer and closer to the room, getting louder as they did so. That's when I realized what was happening. It was calling its siblings. Realization dawned fast as the panic rose in my chest. My only thought was going through my head though at that moment. What? Hey! I hate these guys. Ooh, okay, that's beautiful. That's chicken. Oh, I forgot from this triangle. Hey, get over here.
Tracking down seasons of Beyond Stellar Horizon.
Well, I'm down for Horizon any day of the week, but how's this an emergency?
I met Captain Clark, the real Captain Clark. She's here, and I met her. Give me episodes.
Surely I was going to die. I was going to die without my family ever knowing where I went or what happened to me. The banging noises got even closer. I can begin to hear the sound of other creatures getting closer. Their voices were deeper and less shrill than the thing in front of me.
Storm wall's getting close.
Wait, I'm gonna get this blue glow. But caught shivers in my bones. Anyways, I had to get out, but how? I looked behind me, and sure enough, I saw the exact replica of my closet stood up against the pink walls. And I shot through, regained the control of my legs, and made a dash for it. Avoiding the creatures, I pulled it past straight from the firmity of the wooden closet. I latched onto the door handle and tore the door open with no idea what I can do. I put myself in there and shut it before stopping myself, and I noticed, because I slammed it extremely loud, that it would only alert the monsters. Oh, that one was
to
terrible.
retrieve all of the data is to shoot the balloon down as soon as possible. So bring down that balloon, download that data, and get ready to move. The balloon has landed. Defend that data.
Defend that data. Go, gotta go. Oh, damn it, we lost fire already.
File successfully retrieved.
Oh gosh, I don't know, you're not getting me anymore.
File successfully retrieved.
Wait, I can't tell right now. This is a hard, tricky race.
Data's looking good.
Make sure this wave is fast.
Another file.
Oh my gosh, that one. can play Roblox, but you just can't have your sound on. Okay, you can use it. Go ahead. Don't make too loud. Files to go faster. Okay, cool. When you're talking to me, it makes it even louder, don't you? Oh, come on, you guys could not. I don't want to kill these guys, right? Damn, bro, I'm fighting for my life for those files. Absolute fail. How long is it still? And I tore it open. I don't know, I shut the door before stopping myself the last second. And I noticed that it would only alert the monsters of my location. I curled up and stayed still as possible. I curled up and stayed as still as possible, as quiet as I could, through the third crack of the door. I curled up and stayed as still as possible, as quiet as I could go. Through a thin crack of the door, I can only see the back of the monster. Not its face, but the banging noise coming from its sister. But I can clearly hear the voices, and I knew that they must have arrived somewhere standing where I cannot see them. I gained all of that by myself. After a couple, all I heard was a couple of alarms, or just weird noises. And I can, please, it's breaking me. It's okay. I'll save it like that. With a field on my vision, I felt paralyzed. A new wave of fear overtook me. The thing was massive. It appeared to look a fully field version of the wailing creature, a developed version. I need to stretch a little, guys. I hated this because for some reason I can't see the writing for a little while. The fully developed version. It crouched down and hold the smaller creature in what to seem like, well, soothing sounds from its mouth. It appeared to work. The little creature slowly calmed down, and another deeper voice, it came from where I cannot see the little creature, responded. Sounds came out of its mouth, and to my horror, it stretched its limbs exactly to my direction, and to know where I was at. I flinched harshly, blind panic escaping me. I swallowed hard, willing to blur my vision and disappear, but it refused. As far as I shut my eyes backwards, bracing myself, I kept crawling back and back, waiting for the moment the light would come and expose my identity. Except, it never came. Instead, I felt my back hitting into several little items. They clattered all around me as I pushed back and a fearful which must be the door of my closet. I tumbled out, back flipping painfully through the clutter of toys, rolled out of the dark closet, and for a long moment, I simply just laid there, curled in a fetal position, unwilling to move. I hugged myself tightly, limbs tried to stop my body from shaking. But I didn't. I did it too much. Then finally, I wheeled when my eyes open. I was back in my room. I opened when my eyes opened, and nothing had changed. From the time I left, the toys were now scattered all around me. The doors were still closed, and then I did the only thing I could think of that moment. I screamed at the top of my lungs. I had no idea how long I was screaming, but for all I knew, my voice was starting to break. I could no longer keep the cries, the absolute extinguished from me. It was too out of notice. The ringing in of my parents' footsteps went over my room, their voice calling out frantically. I didn't process the lights being turned on, and only snapped out of my trance when my mother, softly and soothingly, reached out her 3 arms to cradle me in her bony chest. Sweetheart, what's going on? What's wrong? Tell me, Mommy, what's wrong? Closet, I rasped. I reached out an arm to point directly at the closet. Both of my mother and father shot their 8 bright eyes at each other and the closet. And then my mother, who spoke first. Oh, sweetie, what's wrong with the closet? Monster, I mumbled, shoving my face deeper into the comfort of her bones. I heard my mother whisper something to my father, but I couldn't quite make out what they were saying. I felt a slender clawed hand ram stuff and goes up my back and down. Daddy's gonna go have a look in the closet, okay? My mother whispered to me in her calm voice. I wanted to say no. I wanted to tell my father to stop, but it was like I couldn't. The words literally dying in my throat, as if something physically willed and died. I dared to peek 3 of my eyes open and watched as he opened the doors. I don't know why it says 3 eyes, 8 eyes, 3 arms. I don't know. This is from a giant enemy spider or something. I don't even know. Without hesitation and frown, nothing. It was just nothing there except a messy pile of toys, wooden wall, and a wooden ball behind it. My father smiled, exposing his sharp fangs. In a way, see, kiddo, there's nothing to be worried about. But it was there. And there was 3 of them, 2 arms and legs. They had much hair and so much flesh. My mother swished me and rocked me gently. You're really tired, honey. There's nothing such as a boogeyman. Now, why don't we go back to sleep? Don't you Mr. Fluffles with you? Mr. Fluffles, my favorite stuffy, that had been sprawled out on the ground right beside me. Its one eye and cute, toothless smile looked straight at me. My father bent over, took Mr. Fluffles into his bristly arms and guided me out to my he held me up on my own, shuffled over to my bedside, took me in and Mr. Fluffles, placed a kiss on my forehead, and a wave of exhaustion came over me, and I couldn't help it but stifle yawn. I heard my mother chuckle lightly, and we stood my father on the bed. You're gonna be okay to look. You're gonna be okay to sleep now, sweetie. Despite the shock I felt over my body, I nodded slowly. I was just too tired. I didn't want to play anymore. I just wanted to sleep. Sleep and pretend this never happened. The last thing I heard before consciousness was my father's voice whispering, remember, kiddo, there's no such thing as the boogeyman. That was something I was sure of. That's the end of this stream. Hope you liked it. I'm gonna be doing it